Hello followers, my name is Shasta Garcia and I'm your host of Shasta's Journey, which is all about my path to purpose, and along the way I get to meet so many incredible people with stories that could teach, heal, or inspire one of you guys. And I have people come on who have taught, healed, or inspired me, and they're going to share their journey of life with all the trials and tribulations that life brings. And today I have Lance Turner, and he is a dentist, and he has an incredible story that I know will impact you, as he is being a warrior and he is facing one of his strongest
obstacles.
Obstacles, yes. He is facing one of his strongest obstacles right now, and that is actually cancer, which I had no idea when I met you.
Well, I try not to show it because I'm having two successful businesses that I keep going.
I know, you're an overcomer. It's quite incredible what you're still able to do with God.
Thank you very much.
Can you just go ahead and introduce yourself to the audience?
Well, my practice is in Lodi. I'm a dentist in Lodi. I bought a practice from a Dr. Kessler, who was actually 90 years old when he sold his practice, probably the oldest living dentist, and he saw so many people in Lodi. I had my practice since I was 23 years old in Stockton originally, and I decided to buy the practice in Lodi, and I worked both Stockton and Lodi for a while, and now I'm only in Lodi. And I found my patients in Stockton would come to Lodi because I had them for a long time, and the Lodi patients were more his patients that would not go to Stockton. So I now have it incorporated in Lodi. And I actually was very excited that before I found out about the cancer, the office was named in the Stockton Record as top in San Joaquin last year in the record, top for dentists, top in San Joaquin record voting or whatever. So it made me very happy that my patients did that.
That's saying something, for sure.
Well, thank you so much.
And I know that your cancer and your battle, it doesn't define who you are whatsoever. But when were you diagnosed with cancer?
It was actually this year in January, and I was losing weight last year in summer. I was the top tennis player at Pacific and Delta, and was even up until last year top 10 in my age group in Northern California, and winning tournaments and doubles. I won all 3 doubles events that I played for Northern California last year, and I was starting to lose weight and feeling very unhealthy in my stomach, and starting to just feel like I had gastrointestinal reflux disorder and was throwing things up. And so I was on a trip with my daughter, who I raised by myself because my wife died of cancer and had 2 babies coming, actually twins that were lost when she was found a similar diagnosis at 5 months pregnant with the twins, a boy and a girl, as I said, and they all died within 2 months. So it was probably a major adversity at that time that my daughter, who was 4, and I had to get through, and we've come through it. And my feeling at that time was I wanted to survive and make her a beautiful woman, which I have done. And so I'm really pleased because God has done this with me, and she kind of raised me, to tell you the truth, because I have a very strong-willed child, very beautiful child. She's in fashion in San Francisco, and she's actually quit school in January to help me through all the turmoil of being in the hospital for 2 months and losing my stomach, losing my gallbladder, losing my spleen and half my pancreas, and I'm being fed by a feeding tube. And I'm down to 111 pounds, but yet continuing 4 days a week, 8 hours a day at my dental office, keeping it functioning very well, actually, and with great staff. I love my staff, and keeping a tennis program that I started that's 17 cities wide, that now is in McCollum Hill. That's why you're hearing about me, because McCollum Hill was the 17th city of what I brought tennis to, and I actually run Sacramento and major towns and build a tennis center in Manteca, and we're known as one of the top programs in the country, and I've won a national honor for actually the tennis program that I run, which is called Future Stars 2000s. So, and I'm still continuing the program with McCollum Hill every spring and fall, and I will be back again in fall with the kids that I teach at the elementary school with Mrs. Besmer, the principal there, and I will have an assembly on October 2nd on Friday to see all the kids, and we will have a program in October and November for the kids after school in the with the tennis courts. So we're actually, the thing that's interesting now is I've spearheaded a committee from the tennis program in McCollum Hill to resurface one of the two courts, the one that's lit and has more public play. So it's a $9,800 project that I'm spearheading, and I'm putting in a grant through United States Tennis Association, and I've already, with the committee that I'm setting up, gotten $2,925 towards the whole project. So we're 3/5 of the way with community support, and if we get the matching grant from USDA, one of the courts will be done. But this was a vision that I have, and I've actually, in Sacramento, I've spearheaded from that job of being the Parks and Recs tennis director of the city, got a $250,000 project done at McKinley Park by doing the same exact thing. And Kevin Johnson, the mayor, actually thanked me personally, and that was quite an honor, because he's an ex-king and wonderful fellow, and I felt really honored. So that's a little stuff of what I'm doing and keeping all that going, despite the fact that I'm down to 111 pounds, but I have God's full armor, and I'm on fire with God and Jesus.
Amen. Okay, so that was your life story in a nutshell. That was awesome.
Quite a bit of it. I've
Very
had
passionate.
more
Love
adversities.
It.
I've had a triple bypass, came back from that, and was a county champion, beating Pacific players at 40 years old. A year later, I was having a triple bypass and came back from that. So this is just another hopeful snag in the road, and this is a tougher one, with all the chemo and not being able to eat and you know, living a different life. But interestingly, I'm getting things done. And my daughter I've told her to go back to school. I'm driving now again. I drove here. I'm doing all my work, and I'm you know, basically pushing myself with God's fire, and I can get through a day. But not simple. I know that I need reinforcements. Today I was interviewing a new dentist to help me, because we're slammed at my office, which is great stuff. I'm even wanting to take Denti-Cal to help the needy, and so that's why I have someone coming in. People are not happy with clinics, so I'm deciding to do that. There's been a lot of life changes because of cancer. I'm making an album that you'll hear 2 of the songs hopefully today of my album, because for my grandkids, in case I don't win this battle and I'm up with Jesus and God earlier than you know, I thought. So, but anyway, I'm a singer also. I was in the Stockton Chorale, and I want to sing a Christian song today, and maybe one, if we have time, that is an a cappella song that's very poetic and very beautiful.
Well, I would love for you to go ahead and do that, and then after you do that, I would love to take it all the way back to your childhood.
Great.
And just go over everything that you've been through, all the, you know, trials and tribulations and all the positives throughout your life, to see where you were to where you are now.
Fantastic.
I'd love to hear what you have.
Well, on this first song, it's called I Can Only Imagine. I actually sang it at my brother's funeral. I had 3 brothers, and I now have 2 that are alive, and so I'm the youngest of 4 boys. And my mother and father mortgaged their house to get me through dental school. I've come up with, they were Depression kids. They were amazing parents. I had the most beautiful parents, and they are my inspiration in my life, because at a young age, my mother actually influenced me to become a dentist at 12 years old, and I knew I wanted to be a dentist at 12.
How so?
We had a discussion about it. She said, I always wanted a dentist in the family, and it's really good because you're very smart. You could do this. And you don't have to work long hours that a doctor would be doing of being on call. And at dentist, even though I'm on call sometimes, that you know, it's a beautiful job. It is. And she told me all this, and I took care of her work at the University of Pacific Dental School. She was my first patient in my 2nd year, and she got all her teeth fixed. They told her she needed dentures. I was able to save her teeth with gum disease treatments and a partial instead. She never had a denture when she died, and I was able to save her teeth and have her function very well, and it was a wonderful thing to do that for my mother. So she came to San Francisco, would be on the bus, and she would be there, and the doctors just all really loved her. She was an amazing woman, so was my father. He was an amazing man.
So are you dedicating this to them?
Well, I think so. It's a Christian song that Bart Millard of Mercy Me, his first big hit, I can only imagine, and it was done after the loss of his father. And he just thought how it would be so amazing to be, when you hear the word son, it's actually not son, it's Jesus. And also that he's there and that the person is there in front of God and Jesus, and it's just, you can't even imagine it. So it has a lot of meaning to me. I'd want it sung at my funeral. I told my daughter, she sang at my brother's funeral last week. I sang this song, and he had complications from cancer too. So we've had a lot of troubles with cancer in my family, and a lot of adversity, but we're coming through with, as a family. It was a beautiful ceremony of life. My brother was an amazing man. My daughter, other than me, he was the most important person in her life, and she was very choked up, but she did a beautiful job, and she's quite talented. She's actually helped me in McCollum Hill when I was in surgery. I was in UC San Francisco in March and April for 2 months. I was that wounded a soldier that I was in the hospital for 2 months and didn't look like I would make it. But I have come through, and now I'm back at the office like I was at the triple bypass 2 or 3 months later, and doing full service, and nothing stopping me.
Well, that's incredible.
Well, thank you so much.
So let's go ahead and
go
ahead and take it away.
Did I tell you? Did I say I'm making an album for my grandkids?
Yes, you did.
So this song and the other song are on that album. If I come through everything, I actually want to have it for my patients, and that they can take this CD.
Yeah, that's
so
neat.
I'm working on it doing trade with a studio that is having their dental work done. So anyway, here we go. I can only imagine what it will be like when I walk by your side. I can only imagine what my eyes will see when your face is before me. I can only imagine, yeah. Surrounded by your glory, what will my heart feel? Will I dance for you, Jesus, or in awe of you be still? Will I stand in your presence, or to my knees will I fall? Will I sing hallelujah? Will I be able to speak at all? I can only imagine. I can only imagine. I can only imagine when that day comes and I find myself standing in the sun. I can only imagine when all I will do is forever, forever worship you. I can only imagine, yeah. I can only imagine. Surrounded by your glory, what will my heart feel? Will I dance for you, Jesus, or in awe of you be still? Will I stand in your presence, or to my knees will I fall? Will I sing hallelujah? Will I be able to speak at all? I can only imagine, yeah, I can only imagine. Surrounded by your glory, what will my heart feel? Will I dance for you, Jesus, or in awe of you be still? Will I stand in your presence, or to my knees will I fall? Will I sing hallelujah? Will I be able to speak at all? I can only imagine. Yeah, I can only imagine. I can only imagine, yeah. I can only imagine. I can only imagine when all I will do is forever, forever worship you. I can only imagine.
So I was wondering, while you were singing, what is going through your head? Because I know if I would sing a song like that, I've just pictured Jesus, and I mean, all the glory goes to him.
Well, thank you. And I have for a long time felt, even since the triple bypass times and stuff, and having my wife die, that I was living day to day in God's present, and it's my present today to be still here and be able to do God's glory. And I really feel like I have I do that daily for a lot of good of the community and people, and I feel very blessed by my patients. They really make me feel like they won't go anywhere else, and they're actually wanting me to take care of them right now and get all their work done, because their probably thought is that we need to be able to do this while he's still able to do this. To tell you the truth, I think that's part in their minds, because I'm able, and God is able, and God is working through me very strongly. And like I said, I'm on fire with God and Jesus daily.
I think that's incredible. It kind of leaves me lost for words sometimes when I hear it come out of people's mouths. But I would love to highlight certain points throughout your life that kind of made you who you are today. I know we discussed at a young age you were in Eagle Scouts, and you were already showing leadership.
Thank you.
You were already, empowering other people. And, so,
having public speaking that I'm getting very used to now, being stuff with the tennis and with dentistry, with health and things like that. I've been in front of a lot of kids in assemblies, and one of the neatest things is to have an assembly with a bunch of kids and be able to, just like on October 2nd at the school, I love that kind of stuff. Half an hour, there's nothing like it, to be able to jazz up a bunch of kids that know who you are and love what they see, and I actually spotlight the kids at the school that are in my program, and they feel very honored in front of the rest of the kids, and it spurs up others to continue and come in also.
Yeah, that's incredible. What are some of the trials and tribulations that you've been through that made you who you are today, and has really empowered you and has strengthened your faith in God?
Well, when I was an Eagle Scout earlier, the first loss of somebody special to me was I was in Eagle Scouts, and my best friend, Grant Swaggerty, his sister actually got a bronze medal in the Olympics, and they were quite a family, and his relative too was on UOP's basketball team, and so Grant actually always rode around on his bike, and he got run over at 12 years old, and I was 13, and he was run over by a car and was killed. So on the day that it had that Jane won the on the front page of Stockton Record, Jane won the Olympic medal, it was that Grant died on the bottom of the page. So that was a tough blow. To lose someone in Eagle Scouts with me and a good friend, and then the person that was my mentor at the Eagle Scout dinner, because they did something interesting when you become an Eagle Scout, which is quite an award. Not too many go all the way to become Eagle and get all their merit badges, and I almost froze going through the lake up in Arnold that was freezing in winter to get my merit badges for swimming and life saving, and I am an okay swimmer, but I got through it. And so those were the toughest too, by the way. But I've got all my merit badges and got the honor. And the weird thing about it is my whole family, all three of my brothers were Eagle Scouts. So my father was a troop leader. So it was like destined I was supposed to do that. It was just assumed, and I did it. So my brothers are brilliant. My mother was brilliant. My father was a hard worker like I am. And so my family made me who I was. I was young and knew what I needed to do. They pushed me in a very non-pushing way. It was just expected. And my parents were, very hard-working people that were success-oriented, and they did an unbelievable job. So I guess that's the answer. So going back to another tragedy. So I was Dr. Updahl, Daryl Updahl, DDS, an orthodontist, probably the best orthodontist in Stockton. He was my mentor. I said that I wanted to be a dentist, so he had volunteered if somebody was going to be a dentist that he would go to the Eagle Scout dinner, and he was my mentor. So I did it. I was in his office. We had a great relationship. He had me meet other dentists in town. I did a term paper when I was at Pacific, and it was in his office. He loved it so much he put it in his office. And unfortunately, on January 3rd, 1977, the year that I graduated from dental school, a little bit later, I was watching the news. His son actually shot the whole family with their gun of Dr. Updahl's, I guess, and shot the whole family tragically. And the mother survived, but the rest of the family was dead, including his sisters. So it was such a tragedy, and it was another second blow to me. I guess the next blow was my wife and babies, and going through a triple bypass a year before that. I was almost not alive even the year before that. My daughter could have been an orphan, but God saved me and is still saving me. And like I said, my daughter has even come and helped me through all the 6 months and kept me going and got all my checks to everybody. And the Texas dental office kept the tennis programs going, and she did an incredible job. I told her now to go back to school because I can take care of myself.
Yeah, that's important.
Thank you, but those are some tragedies that I've had in my life.
Well, on a brighter note.
And my brother dying last week, who was very close. We talk to each other every day, and because we both had been fighting cancer together, we had a very good bond. And it was my brother Stephen said about 6 months ago, wow, this is such a double whammy for the family, that he could tell that both my brother and I were in serious trouble.
Well, thank you so much for sharing the trials and tribulations that you've been through, and that has obviously brought you to where you are now, and you're conquering and defeating another battle that you're going through. But I'm sure along that way, it's a roller coaster ride of life, and I'm sure that you've had definitely some ups. So what are some ups that you've been through? What are some blessings?
Well, like I said, a lot of really wonderful things have happened through the tennis program. I actually am responsible for building a tennis center in Manteca. The day that I donated the tennis center there, the front page news was Dennis Delivers Tennis Center. And so it's the main office is the Future Stars 2000s, and we run more tournaments than any club in Northern California. That's why we got Northern California Award for Program of the Year last year in 2014. So my daughter and I were actually honored in February before the surgery, and I had a standing ovation when they heard I had cancer. I brought it up and said that I'm now fighting that, and everyone got up and we're just in awe that I'm still was keeping everything going, and there hasn't been a beat stopped from my daughter in the hospital helping me through all this in San Francisco. She was keeping everything going, and it was such a blessing that she decided to quit school. Now she'll be going back and hopefully getting her fashion degree, and and her boyfriend too has helped me a lot. His name is Brian, and he's from Lodi, and they have both helped me, and they've been giving a lot of their time and effort for me the last 6 months. So hopefully I answered that question.
You did.
I get sidetracked sometimes.
No, it's okay. And Lance, I just want you to know, just from what I've heard and from what I've seen in the short amount of time that I've known you, you are an inspiration, even to somebody who doesn't necessarily have cancer. I mean, I've dealt with, family members and things, but just seeing you, still so strong and still so firm in your faith, and how you can wake up and have a smile on your face, and you're still willing to spend every last second of your energy and, all of your joy to help and serve, within your community and to make other people's mouth feel better. And
yes, in fact, I think that you were telling me that you called me and wanted to know if I did wisdom teeth, and I said yes. So we got to get enough courage for you to make the appointment that you say you want to do. And, But anyway, going back, how I met Shasta was last week. I went to the Calaveras Enterprise, and they've done amazing articles in the Calaveras Enterprise for the tennis program, 2-page flowing articles, and they're worth its weight in gold when you go for grants. And so I was going and getting more stories and getting them for my daughter too for her resumes. And so I met you, and there weren't many left. I wanted to buy all you had. There weren't many left, and I'm so glad to have met you. And the ones that I got are I'm doing grants right now for Manteca for having mentoring now. And actually we just got in with the USDA last night the grant for getting the half of the part for the courts one court being resurfaced at McCollum Hill. And actually, if anybody wants to get hold of me that is interested in helping that cause, it's going through the Lions Club. We're actually getting them to have their 501c3 that the Lions Club will be able to facilitate that and have it to where people can donate to this cause and through a nonprofit. And so the committee that I have, Susan Weatherby actually is on the Lions Club, and she's helping me with that. And so anybody can call me and pledge. And yes, last week I just got another. Why I said $25 is Mrs. Tuttle, that's 80-year-old beautiful lady at the Nicolamy Hill Library. I was in there, went in to give her a hug, and her 2 grandkids are in my tennis program, and she says, "Lance, I want to donate. No, I don't have much, but so now it's got that. I'm just so pleased and that we're getting such community support.
Definitely.
And getting little by little up to where this will actually happen, and it's not just a dream, because with God, dreams come true."
I was like, yes, that deserves so much applause.
So I think people have the cell phone so that they can call me, and if they're interested to get involved.
We actually had it on our screen. We can go ahead and put that back up. You can cell or office. Which one's better?
The cell is good for the tennis program. It's what everybody in the tennis program calls me there. Anybody at the office is the dental office. It's 2 different businesses, so that's why I have 2 different numbers there.
Well, we are actually, it's kind of surprising, I know, but 30 minutes goes by so quickly. We only have about 2 minutes, but I do want to ask you, what are some encouraging words that you would like to share with the viewers, whether they are overcoming any trials and tribulations, or if they're struggling with their faith, or maybe they haven't even found their faith, just some encouraging words for them.
I think the big thing is that there are times in your life that you just feel that you can't handle it by yourself, and that you need to have something to pick you up and keep you going. So, and God and Jesus have done that I just was so exhausted. And last night I was feeling that way after having a very long week. I felt so good because I got through a really productive week. And beautiful dentistry, I just feel really awesome because God is still giving me talents.
Yeah.
Just like you see with the singing, I'm probably only having even though my body is feeling it, my brain is so strong. And I have nothing happening with my brain. So, and I'm feel that God, I've had God and Jesus help me, carry me, and today, getting 2 calls of that I thought nobody was there to help, and today I have 2 people helping, and the reinforcements are on their way with God's help.
Yeah. Well, I wish we had enough time for you to sing, but we can go ahead and post a video on our Facebook page, Shasta's Journey. You can go ahead and check it out. We'll go ahead and post this episode, which you guys are probably seeing right now. And then we'll also go ahead and post another video of him singing, because I'm sure you guys enjoyed that. And go on YouTube, look up Shasta's Journey. You can look up other episodes, watch other guests, and you can be taught, healed, or inspired. I hope you enjoyed his story. I know I did, and I hope it inspired you. And whatever you are going through, whatever you are battling, you can overcome it, and you can have strength through it, through Jesus Christ, who gives us strength. And so I just hope you were taught, healed, or inspired, and I hope you guys have a blessed day. And go ahead and share your story. You guys need to be acknowledged, heard, and celebrated. God bless.